Uncle, I know how to help. 5 words from a ragged girl in a park shatter everything wealthy businessman Andrew Matthews thought he knew about medicine, miracles, and the devastating paralysis trapping his son. But as his wheelchair-bound child takes impossible first steps under the homeless child's mystical touch, a heartbreaking truth emerges. Her extraordinary gift comes with an unbearable price that will force all of them to redefine what it truly means to be broken, to be healed, to be family. Gray morning, city park, concrete jungle all around, the occasional honk of traffic in the distance. Andrew Matthews sits on a weathered bench, expensive suit contrasting with the peeling paint beneath him. His eyes, tired, distant. Next to him, a wheelchair. In it, his son Alex, 10 years old, hollow eyes, lifeless expression. The boy stares at nothing, shoulders slumped. Andrew checks his Rolex, sighs, places his hand on Alex's shoulder. "How you doing, buddy? Wanna head back soon?" No response, just empty eyes fixed on distant trees. Andrew swallows hard, tightens his jaw. Another failed attempt to connect. A small figure approaches from behind a nearby tree. Dirty sneakers, tattered jeans, oversized hoodie. A girl, maybe 9 or 10, her face smudged with dirt, but her eyes, piercing blue, alive with something Andrew hasn't felt in months: hope. She moves closer, hesitant but determined, stands directly in front of Alex's. "Wheelchair, hi," she says simply. Andrew shifts uncomfortably. "Look, we don't have any." "Your legs don't work?" she asks Alex directly, ignoring Andrew entirely. Andrew stiffens. "Excuse me? That's not appropriate." But something impossible happens. Alex's eyes, dead for weeks, flicker, move, focus. On the girl's face. "No," Alex whispers, his voice rusty from disuse. "They don't." "I'm Lizzie," the girl says, extending a small, dirt-stained hand. Andrew watches, frozen, as Alex slowly raises his own hand. Their fingers touch briefly. "Alex," his son responds. Andrew's throat tightens. First word in days. "Uncle," Lizzie says, turning to Andrew with unnerving directness. "I know how to help him walk again." Andrew scoffs, instinctively harsh. "Listen, kid, they told you he'll never walk, right?" Lizzie tilts her head. "Doctors with fancy degrees?" Andrew's eyes narrow. "How did you—" "My grandma helped lots of people walk when nobody else could." Lizzie kneels in front of Alex, looking directly into his eyes. "She taught me everything before she went blind." "Where's your parents?" Andrew asks, uncomfortable with the girl's intensity. "Don't have any." Lizzie shrugs like it's nothing. "Just grandma now." "Listen," Andrew begins. "Your legs remember how to walk," Lizzie tells Alex, ignoring Andrew again. "They're just scared." Alex leans forward slightly, the first voluntary movement Andrew has seen in weeks. "How do you know?" Alex whispers. "I can feel it," Lizzie says, her dirty fingers hovering over Alex's knees, not touching. "Right here, the memory's still there." Andrew stands abruptly. "That's enough. We need to go." "Dad, wait." Alex's voice cracks. His hand reaches out, grabs Andrew's sleeve. "Please." Andrew freezes, shocked by the sudden animation in his son's face. "Can you really help me?" Alex asks Lizzie, voice trembling. Lizzie nods solemnly. "I can try, but you gotta believe me." Andrew sees something he thought was gone forever, a tiny spark in Alex's eyes. "Dad, please?" Alex begs, fingers tightening on Andrew's sleeve. "Can we listen to her?" Andrew looks at his son's face, alive for the first time since the accident, then at the dirty girl with the confident eyes. "How?" Andrew asks, voice barely audible. "How would you help him?" "First, I need to show you something," Lizzie says. "And you need to meet my grandma." Andrew glances at his watch again. Board meeting in an hour. Investors waiting. "Please, Dad," Alex whispers. Andrew's phone buzzes. His assistant's name flashes on screen. "Where do you live?" Andrew asks, instead of answering. Lizzie points vaguely east. "Other side of town." The old apartments near the factory. Andrew's jaw clenches. "The worst neighborhood in the city." "Dad?" Alex's voice is soft, pleading, a sound Andrew hasn't heard in months. Andrew looks at his son, then at the girl, makes a decision that will change everything. "Tell me more," he says, ignoring his buzzing phone. "About your grandmother." Lizzie's face breaks into a smile. "Missing tooth. Genuine warmth. She knows things doctors don't. Andrew sits back down, pulling out his phone. I'm canceling my meetings today, he tells his assistant. Family emergency. As he speaks, he watches Alex and Lizzie, already talking quietly, connection forming between them, something he hasn't been able to create in weeks. What is he doing? Following a homeless child's advice? Desperation? Or something else? Andrew hangs up, puts his phone away, takes a deep breath. Okay, he says. I'm listening. The park bench. 20 minutes later, Andrew's expensive leather shoes tap nervously against concrete. His phone buzzes again. Ignored. Dad, can we get Lizzie something to eat? Alex asks, eyes brighter than they've been in months. Andrew studies the ragged girl. Hollow cheeks. Too thin. Clothes that haven't seen soap in weeks. When did you last eat something proper? Andrew asks. Lizzie shrugs. Yesterday, maybe. Or day before. Andrew's jaw tightens. There's a diner across the street. Inside the diner, worn leather booths, smell of coffee and grease. The waitress gives Lizzie a sideways glance as they enter. Andrew stares her down. Best table, please, he says firmly. Lizzie sits awkwardly, fidgeting with the clean silverware. When food arrives, she devours her burger like someone might snatch it away. Andrew watches, stomach twisting. So, Andrew leans forward, voice low. Tell me how you think you can help my son. Lizzie wipes her mouth with a napkin. My grandma was a healer back in her village. She could feel where people's bodies were stuck, where the energy couldn't flow right. Andrew frowns. Energy? Dad, please. Alex interrupts, more animated than he's been since the accident. Just listen. Andrew raises his hands. I'm listening. When did your legs stop working? Lizzie asks Alex directly. Alex's face darkens. Eyes drop. 6 months ago, car crash. Lizzie nods like this confirms something. And the doctors say? Spinal trauma. Andrew answers tightly. Severed nerves. They say he'll never... They're wrong. Lizzie cuts in. Excuse me? Andrew's voice rises sharply. Several diners turn. Alex shrinks in his wheelchair. Lizzie remains unfazed. Your son's body remembers how to walk. It's just forgotten the path. That's not how spinal injuries work, Andrew hisses, leaning closer. I've consulted the best specialists in the country. They all say... Look at his eyes, Lizzie interrupts again. Andrew blinks. What? His eyes. They're alive again. You noticed, right? Andrew hesitates, looks at Alex. The boy's watching them intently, engaged, present, different. That doesn't mean his spine can heal, Andrew whispers. Lizzie takes a French fry, dips it methodically in ketchup. My grandma helped a man who fell from a roof. Everyone said he'd never walk. Now he runs. Anecdotal evidence isn't... Dad. Alex's voice trembles slightly. What if she's right? Andrew meets his son's eyes. The hope there terrifies him. Alex, I don't want you disappointed again. I'm already disappointed, Alex says. Words like daggers. Every single day. Silence hangs between them, heavy, suffocating. What exactly are you proposing? Andrew finally asks Lizzie. Take me to your house. Let me work with Alex every day. You'll start seeing changes in 2 weeks. Andrew barks a laugh. You want to move into our house? Just during days, Lizzie says. I need to go home at night. Grandma needs me. Your blind grandmother, Andrew says skeptically. Lizzie's eyes flash. She took care of me when nobody else would. The conviction in her voice gives Andrew pause. Where exactly do you live? West Side Projects. Building D. Andrew's stomach drops. The most dangerous housing project in the city. You and your grandmother live there alone? Lizzie nods. Since Mom died last year. And your father? Never knew him. Andrew glances at Alex, who's watching Lizzie with undisguised fascination. What does your grandma think about you wandering in parks, approaching strangers? She taught me to help people. That's what I'm trying to do. Andrew studies her. Torn clothes but clean hands. Hungry but offering help instead of begging. Something about her doesn't add up. Why us? Why Alex? Lizzie's eyes meet his. Clear. Direct. I saw you here yesterday. And the day before. Always sitting. Never talking. Both suffering. She turns to Alex. I know what it's like when pain gets so big you can't speak anymore. Andrew feels exposed. Transparent. They had indeed been coming to this park daily. Silent vigils. Failed attempts at normalcy. Dad, Alex whispers, reaching for his hand. Please. Andrew looks at his son's fingers clutching his. First time, Alex. Has initiated touch in months. 2 weeks, he says slowly, making a decision that defies all logic. But there are conditions. Lizzie nods solemnly. You'll need clean clothes, medical tests, and I'll need to meet your grandmother, get her permission. She'll agree, Lizzie says confidently. And you'll stay in our guest house, Andrew continues. Both of you. I'm not leaving a child and a blind woman in those projects. Lizzie's eyes widen. We can't leave our apartment. The social worker. I'll handle it, Andrew says, already pulling out his phone. I have connections. Why would you do that? Lizzie asks, suddenly suspicious. Andrew looks at Alex, whose face shows more emotion than it has in 6 months. Because my son is looking at you like you've already performed a miracle. Alex blushes, looks away. Andrew's phone buzzes again. His assistant, bored furious. Stock. Dropping. We have a deal? He asks Lizzie. She extends her small hand. Andrew hesitates, then shakes it, her grip surprisingly strong. One condition, Lizzie says. You have to believe it's possible. I believe in evidence, Andrew replies. Then I'll give you evidence, Lizzie promises. But first we need to see Grandma. Andrew signals for the check, mind racing. Is he crazy? Following a homeless child's fantasy? Or has desperation finally broken his logical mind? As they leave, Alex catches Lizzie's sleeve. Do you really think I'll walk again? He asks, voice barely audible. Lizzie leans close. I know it, she whispers. I can already see you standing. Andrew watches his son's face transform with something he thought forever lost. Hope, a dangerous, beautiful thing. Black luxury SUV, Andrew driving. Knuckles white against steering wheel. Lizzie gives directions from back seat next to Alex. Left here, she points. Then right at the broken streetlight. The neighborhood deteriorates with each turn. Graffiti-covered walls, boarded windows, people, huddled in doorways watching the expensive vehicle with hungry eyes. Andrew checks rearview mirror. Alex and Lizzie whispering together. Occasional laughter. Stop, Lizzie suddenly says. We can't drive there. They'll slash your tires. Andrew parks, locks doors automatically. We're walking from here? Lizzie nods. I'll go first. Get Grandma. Bring her to Lou's Cafe across the street. Andrew shakes his head. I'm not letting you go alone. They don't like strangers, Lizzie explains patiently, especially rich ones. Andrew hesitates, glances at his Rolex, his Italian shoes, sighs. 20 minutes, he concedes. Then I'm coming in. Lizzie slips out, disappears between buildings. Andrew turns to Alex. We've lost our minds, haven't we? Alex watches Lizzie's retreating form. She's different, Dad. I can feel it. 17 minutes pass. Andrew checking watch constantly. There, Alex points suddenly. Lizzie emerges with an elderly woman. Thin, bent figure, dark glasses, white cane tapping pavement ahead. Lou's Cafe, chipped mugs, worn tablecloths, few patrons, all watching suspiciously. Grandma, this is Alex and his dad Andrew, Lizzie says once seated. The old woman's weathered hand reaches out, finds Alex's face. Fingers trace his features gently. Elizabeth has good instincts, she says, voice surprisingly strong. Your son carries great pain. Andrew shifts uncomfortably. Mrs. Agnes, the woman replies. Just Agnes. Andrew clears throat. Agnes, your granddaughter claims she can help my son walk again. After a spinal injury doctors say is permanent. Agnes sips her tea calmly. Medicine knows much, but not everything. With all due respect, Andrew leans forward, lowering voice. You're asking me to believe a child can perform miracles. Not miracles, Agnes corrects. Ancient knowledge. Our family has passed it down generations. What knowledge exactly? Andrew presses. Agnes turns to Alex. Child, what happened to your legs? Alex's face darkens. Car crash. Mom was driving. Truck hit us. Sheep. His voice breaks. Andrew's hand finds his son's shoulder, squeezes. They never talk about Sarah. He hasn't walked since. Andrew finishes, voice tight. 6 months, 4 surgeries, 3 rehab facilities. And your wife? Agnes asks quietly. Andrew's jaw clenches. She didn't survive. Heavy silence falls. Lizzie watches Alex with understanding beyond her years. Doctors say why he can't walk, Agnes asks. Spinal cord damage, severed nerves. Agnes nods thoughtfully. Lizzie, what you feel? Lizzie speaks confidently. His energy is blocked, not broken. Agnes smiles slightly. The child is gifted, sees what others cannot. You expect me to believe? Andrew begins. Touch his legs. Agnes interrupts. You feel it too. Before Andrew can object, Agnes's wrinkled hand reaches under the table, finds Alex's knee. Here, she says. Cold. Yes. Dead. No. Andrew watches his son's face. No reaction to the touch. The familiar heartbreak resurfaces. Mrs. Agnes, Andrew says carefully. We've seen specialists across the country. They all say, they see with machines. Agnes interrupts. We see with hands and heart. Different seeing. But rehabilitation, physical therapy, did they help? Agnes asks simply. Andrew falls silent. Countless hours of therapy. Millions spent. No progress. You're losing him, Agnes says softly. Not just his legs, his spirit. Andrew flinches as if struck. The truth of her words cuts deep. Dad? Alex's voice trembles. Can we try? Andrew studies his son's face. The first real hope in 6 months. What exactly would this involve? He asks Agnes. Elizabeth stays with the boy every day. Uses techniques I taught her. Massage, pressure points, special tea. Andrew raises eyebrows. Tea? Herbs that wake sleeping nerves. Agnes explains. Very old recipe. And this works? Andrew can't keep skepticism from his voice. Not always, Agnes admits. But for your boy? I think yes. What makes him different? Agnes's blind eyes somehow find Andrew's. His body remembers. Just needs reminding. Dad, please. Alex whispers. I want to try. Andrew runs hand through hair. We've tried everything else. Not everything, Lizzie says quietly. Agnes touches Alex's face again. You walk before summer ends. If you believe. Alex's eyes fill with tears. I believe. Andrew watches his son's transformation. The spark of life returning. My offer stands, he tells Agnes. My guest house, for both of you, while Lizzie works with Alex. Agnes shakes head. I stay home. Lizzie goes. That neighborhood isn't safe, Andrew protests. My home 30 years, Agnes replies firmly. People know me, respect me. Then let me send someone to help you. A nurse. Agnes laughs softly. No nurse, but someone to bring food, yes. That would help. Andrew relaxes slightly. A compromise. When do we start? He asks. Tomorrow, Lizzie answers quickly. I'll bring everything we need. Andrew studies the strange pair before him. A blind old woman and a homeless child offering what medicine couldn't. I must be crazy, he mutters. Not crazy. Agnes reaches across table, finds his hand. Desperate, like many fathers before you. Her touch surprisingly warm, comforting. Last question, Andrew says. Why help us? What do you want in return? Agnes smiles. Elizabeth chooses who to help. Gift must be shared. Everyone wants something. Andrew insists. Agnes's smile fades. We want nothing. Not money. Not charity. Then why? Lizzie and Agnes exchange a look despite the woman's blindness. Because, Lizzie says softly, no child should suffer if they don't have to. Andrew feels something crack inside him. The shell of cynicism built since Sarah's death. Tomorrow then, he agrees finally. Driving home, Andrew watches Alex in rearview mirror, the boy staring out window, thinking, do you really believe this can work? Andrew asks quietly. Alex turns, meets his father's eyes. Mom would have tried. The words hit Andrew like physical blow. Sarah would have believed, would have tried anything. Yes, he whispers. She would have. Next morning, Andrew's mansion. Sunlight streaming through massive windows. Empty rooms echo with footsteps. Andrew paces his home office. 3 phones on desk, emails unanswered, calls ignored. Sir, his assistant Miranda appears in doorway. The board is threatening to convene without you. Andrew barely glances up. Let them. Miranda hesitates. Sir, this is the 3rd meeting you've missed. They're talking about temporary leadership. Temporary leadership, Andrew repeats, finally looking at her. My company, built from nothing. They're concerned about your state of mind. Since Mrs. Matthews, Andrew's expression hardens. Since my wife died and my son was paralyzed, that state of mind? Miranda lowers eyes. I'm sorry, sir. Doorbell rings. Andrew checks watch. That's her, he says. Show her in, then call the board. Tell them I need 2 more weeks. 2 weeks for what, sir? Andrew's eyes find photograph on desk. Sarah and Alex laughing, whole, before. A miracle, he answers. Entrance hall. Massive chandelier. Marble floor. Lizzie stands awkwardly, small backpack clutched to chest, eyes wide at the opulence. Where's Alex? She asks immediately. Sunroom, Andrew replies. This way. Sunroom. Glass. Walls. Tropical plants. Alex in wheelchair, staring at garden beyond. Hey, Lizzie says softly. Alex turns, face lighting up. You came. Course I came. Lizzie drops backpack on floor. I promised, didn't I? Andrew watches their easy connection. Something he's lost with his son. Is this where we'll work? Lizzie asks, surveying room. Is it suitable? Andrew asks. Lizzie shakes head. Needs to be closer to Earth. A garden, maybe? We have a garden house, Andrew offers. It was Sarah's... He stops. My wife's studio. Alex tenses visibly. We don't go there anymore. Andrew kneels beside wheelchair. Maybe it's time, buddy. Alex's eyes fill with tears. I can't. Why not? Lizzie asks gently. Mom's paintings are there, Alex whispers. From before. Silence stretches, heavy with grief. That's perfect, Lizzie says finally. Her energy will help us. Andrew and Alex exchange look. First moment of true connection. In months. Shall we see? Andrew suggests carefully. Garden path. Wheelchair struggles over gravel. Andrew pushes. Muscles straining. Small cottage comes into view. Ivy-covered walls. Windows dusty. Untouched since the accident. Andrew's hand trembles, inserting key. Door creaks open. Musty air escapes. Inside, time frozen. Canvases stacked against. Walls. Paintbrushes in jars. Half-finished landscape on easel. Alex sobs once. Sharp sound in silent room. She was good, Lizzie whispers, moving to paintings. The best, Alex manages. Andrew stands motionless in doorway. Sarah's presence overwhelming. Here, Lizzie points to empty space beneath skylight. This is where we'll work. I'll have it cleaned, Andrew offers, voice hoarse. No, Lizzie shakes head. Just clear space for a mat. Everything else stays. Alex wheels forward slowly, reaches for uncapped paint tube, dried solid. She was painting that morning, he whispers. Before we drove to school, Andrew's chest tightens. They never talk about that day. She said she'd finish when she got back. Alex continues, words tumbling out. She never came back. Lizzie moves beside him, small hand on his shoulder. She's still here, in the colors. Alex looks up at her, tears streaming. You really think I can walk again? I know it, Lizzie answers without hesitation. Andrew clears throat, suddenly overwhelmed. I'll get a mat. Later. Studio transformed. Simple mat on floor, bowls of water, herbs soaking. Lizzie kneels beside Alex, now lying on mat. First, we listen to your body. Andrew watches from doorway. Phone vibrating in pocket. Ignored. Close your eyes, Lizzie instructs. Feel your legs without touching them. Alex obeys. Face concentrated. I can't feel anything. Not with skin, Lizzie corrects. With mind. Andrew starts to protest. Stops. Himself. Remember running, Lizzie continues. Playing soccer. Jumping. Alex's face contorts with pain. I can't. Try, Lizzie insists gently. Remember what grass felt like under your feet. Silent tears slide down Alex's cheeks. It hurts to remember. Pain means the path isn't broken, Lizzie explains. Just blocked. Andrew sinks to floor. Watches this strange child teach his son. My grandma says our bodies remember everything, Lizzie continues. Every step, every fall, every rise. Her small hands hover above Alex's legs, not touching. When did you last run? She asks. Morning of the crash, Alex whispers. Race to the car. Mom said we'd be late. Andrew closes eyes, Sarah's voice echoing. Hurry. Slow pokes. School bell waits for no one. Good, Lizzie encourages. Now feel that memory in your legs. Alex concentrates, brow furrowed. Nothing. Try again, Lizzie instructs. But this time I'll help. Small hands finally touch. Gentle pressure on Alex's knees. Alex gasps. What? Andrew straightens, alarmed. Tingling, Alex whispers, astonished. Like pins and needles. Andrew stares in disbelief. That's impossible. Shh, Lizzie scolds without looking up. He needs to concentrate. Her fingers press specific points, moving methodically. My legs are cold, Alex says suddenly. Really? Cold. Blood remembering its path. Lizzie nods. Good sign. Andrew moves closer, watching intently. Lizzie reaches into backpack, pulls out small jar, opens it. Pungent smell fills studio. Grandma's special medicine, she explains, scooping green paste. From plants that heal nerves. What plants? Andrew asks suspiciously. Secret recipe. Lizzie smiles slightly. Passed down from her mother, and her mother before. She applies paste to Alex's legs in circular motion. Burns. Alex winces. Waking up, Lizzie explains. Dead things don't burn. Andrew watches, torn between hope and skepticism, modern medicine versus ancient practices. Alex needs to rest now, Lizzie announces finally. Treatment's done for today. That's it? Andrew can't hide disappointment. Every day, little by little, Lizzie says, wiping hands. No rushing. Alex's eyes flutter open. Dad, my legs feel different. Different how? Andrew asks cautiously. Heavy, Alex explains. Before, they felt gone. Now they're heavy. Lizzie beams. First step. Later. Main house. Alex sleeping exhausted in bedroom. Andrew and Lizzie in kitchen. Is this real? Andrew asks bluntly. Or elaborate performance? Lizzie sips hot chocolate calmly. You saw his reaction. Could be psychological. Does it matter why? Lizzie counters. If he walks again? Andrew studies her. Child's face. Old soul's eyes. Why us? He asks again. Truth this time. Lizzie sets Mug down carefully. I know what it's like. To lose someone. To feel broken after. Andrew waits silently. Grandma fixed me. Lizzie continues softly. Not my body. My heart. And now you fix others? Lizzie nods. When I can. When they believe. Andrew sighs deeply. I want to believe. Then do. Lizzie says simply. 2 weeks later. Sarah's studio. Morning light filters through skylights. Dust particles dance in sunbeams. Lizzie kneels beside Alex, who lies on mat. Her small hands work methodically over his legs, muscles that haven't moved in months twitching slightly under her touch. Try again, she encourages. Think about moving your big toe. Alex's face contorts with concentration. Beads of sweat on forehead. Nothing happens. I can't, he whispers. Frustration evident. Lizzie doesn't relent. One more try. Remember running. Remember jumping. Alex closes eyes, jaw clenched, tears squeezing through closed lids. Smallest movement. Right big toe twitches. There! Lizzie exclaims triumphantly. You did it! Alex's eyes fly open. I did! Again, Lizzie demands. Show me again. Andrew watches from doorway, coffee forgotten in hand, tie undone around neck, late for work again. Alex concentrates. Toe moves, definite, unmistakable. Dad, Alex calls, voice breaking with emotion. Dad, look. Andrew approaches slowly, afraid to hope, afraid to believe. Show me, he whispers. Alex focuses. Toe moves again. Small victory, enormous implications. Andrew drops to knees beside Matt, coffee spilling unnoticed on floor. How? He manages, voice thick. Told you, Lizzie says simply. His body remembers. Andrew reaches out, hesitates, then touches his son's leg, feeling the faint muscle contraction beneath skin. Is this real? He asks, scientific mind still struggling. As real as grief, Lizzie replies. As real as hope. Later that day, dining, room. Andrew on phone with specialist. No, Dr. Erickson, I'm telling you he moved his toe. Voluntarily. Pause. Andrew's face darkens. Phantom sensation? No, I saw it myself. Another pause. Andrew pinches bridge of nose. I understand medical science, doctor. I also understand what I saw. He hangs up abruptly, stares at wall kitchen. Alex eating lunch. Appetite returned after months of picking at food. Lizzie, what else did your grandma teach you? He asks between bites. Lizzie arranges herbs on counter, measuring carefully into bowls. Many things. How to listen to bodies. How to feel where energy stops flowing. And you can see that? The energy? Lizzie pauses. Not see, feel. like when you touch something hot without looking. Alex watches her work. What happened to your parents? Lizzie's hands still momentarily. Mom got sick. No money for hospital. And your dad? Never met him. Mom said he was good. Man, just not ready for family. Alex absorbs this. My mom was an artist. I know. Her paintings tell stories. What stories? Lizzie looks up. She loved you very much. It's in every brushstroke. Alex swallows hard. How do you know that? Grandma taught me to see with more than eyes. Evening. Sarah's studio. Treatment continues. Today, we try something new, Lizzie announces. From backpack, she produces wooden bowl, pours special tea, Grandma's recipe, helps nerves remember their purpose. Andrew sniffs suspiciously. What's in it? Herbs from our homeland. Safe, but bitter. Alex drinks without hesitation. Face contorts at taste. All of it, Lizzie instructs. Next, Lizzie wraps warm cloths around Alex's legs. Begins to sing softly in language neither Andrew nor Alex recognize. What is that? Andrew asks. Old song. Helps the body listen. Her small hands press specific points on Alex's legs. Methodical. Practiced despite her youth. Ah! Alex suddenly cries out. Andrew jumps forward. What's wrong? Pain, Alex gasps. Shooting pain down my legs. Andrew reaches to stop Lizzie. She blocks his hand firmly. Pain is good, she insists. Means nerves waking up. Andrew hesitates. Doctor in him wanting to stop. Father in him wanting to believe. Trust me, Lizzie pleads. Please. Alex's breathing steadies. It's okay, Dad. Different pain. Not bad pain. Lizzie continues. Singing, pressing, massaging. Andrew watches helplessly. Useless Harvard medical degree. Useless millions. Useless power. Only this child. This strange child with ancient knowledge. Later. Alex asleep on mat. Exhausted from treatment. Andrew and Lizzie sit in garden. Sunset painting sky orange. When my wife died, Andrew says quietly, part of me died too. Lizzie listens silently. I blame myself. Should have driven them to school that day. Should have been in that car. Instead of her? Lizzie asks softly. Andrew nods. Unshed tears glistening. The doctor said Alex would never walk again. I accepted. It because... He stops. Unable to continue. Because you deserve to suffer. Lizzie finishes. Andrew looks startled. This child. This wise old soul. Maybe. He admits. Your pain doesn't help Alex heal. Lizzie says simply. Andrew studies her. How old are you really? 10, almost 11. You seem older. Suffering ages people, she replies. Even children. Andrew nods slowly. Tomorrow we visit your grandmother again. I have questions. She'll have answers. Lizzie says confidently. Some you'll like, some you won't. 1 month into treatment. Alex on mat, now able to move all toes. Slight ankle flexion. Progress is good, Lizzie says. But slow. Why? Andrew asks. Company neglected. Board threatening action. Everything riding on this gamble. His mind still holds back, Lizzie explains. Fear is strong. Fear of what? Andrew asks. Lizzie looks at him meaningfully. Of living fully when she cannot. The words hit Andrew like physical blow. Truth he's avoided. He feels guilty for surviving? Andrew whispers. Lizzie nods. Do you? Andrew stares at his son, really seeing him for first time in months. Every day, he admits. That night, Andrew enters Alex's bedroom, sits on edge of bed. I miss Mom, Alex says suddenly in darkness. Me too, buddy. Andrew's voice breaks. Every second. Would she be mad that I'm getting better? Andrew's breath catches. What? No. God, no. Why would you think that? Alex's voice tiny in darkness. Because she can't get better. Andrew gathers his son in arms. First real embrace since funeral. She would want nothing more than for you to walk again. To run. To live a full life. Tears fall freely now. Father and son. Grief shared instead of suffered alone. I'm scared. Dad, Alex whispers. Of what? Of hoping. What if it doesn't work? Andrew holds him tighter. Then we try something else. And something else after that. I'm not giving up on you. Ever. Promise? I promise. 6 weeks into treatment. Sarah's studio. Now transformed. Plants hanging from rafters. Herbs drying on strings. Mat in center worn from daily use. Andrew enters carrying files. stops abruptly. Alex sitting upright on mat. No support, back straight. Lizzie kneeling before him. Again, she instructs, tapping his knee. Alex's leg jerks slightly. Voluntary movement. Andrew drops files. Pages scatter across floor. When did this start? He asks, voice barely audible. This morning, Lizzie says without looking up. His knees are remembering. Andrew kneels beside them, professional mask slipping, hope dangerous and wild on his face. Can you feel this? He asks, touching Alex's thigh. Alex nods. Pressure and... He hesitates. Something else, like electricity, nerves reconnecting, Lizzie explains. Painful but necessary. Andrew's phone rings. Ignored. Board meeting. Third this week he's missed. Show me again, he whispers. Alex concentrates. Knee lifts slightly, trembling with effort. Tears fill Andrew's eyes. First time he's cried openly since Sarah's funeral. How? He manages. Lizzie sits back on heels, exhausted, dark circles under young eyes. His body was never broken, she says simply, just disconnected. Later, Andrew's office. Miranda enters cautiously. Sir, the board has voted. Temporary suspension from CEO duties. She places document on desk. Effective immediately. Andrew doesn't even look at paper. Fine. Miranda hesitates. Sir, your company. My son moved his leg today. Andrew interrupts, staring out window. Everything else is details. Miranda's face softens. That's wonderful, Mr. Matthews. Yes, Andrew agrees quietly. It really is. After she leaves, Andrew opens bottom drawer, removes framed photo, Sarah holding newborn Alex, traces her face with fingertip. You should see him, Sarah, he whispers. He's fighting so hard. West Side Projects, Building D. Andrew drives Lizzie, home after treatment. Car wildly out of place in crumbling neighborhood. They made you step down? Lizzie asks, hearing news on car radio. Andrew shrugs. Temporary. You don't seem worried. 6 months ago, my world collapsed when I lost Sarah and Alex was paralyzed. Stock prices seem trivial now. Lizzie studies him. You've changed. Is that good? Depends what you're changing into. Andrew parks, eyes apartment building warily. Let me walk you up. Not necessary, Lizzie says quickly. Grandma's waiting, Andrew insists. I want to thank her. Dirty stairwell, broken light bulbs, graffiti-covered walls. Andrew follows Lizzie up 5 flights. No elevator. Apartment 507. Door, reinforced with extra locks. Lizzie knocks pattern. Agnes opens door. White hair in tight bun, dark glasses. Somehow sensing their presence. Elizabeth, Mr. Matthews. Come in. Tiny apartment. Immaculately clean despite peeling wallpaper and cracked windows. Herbs hanging everywhere. Small altar, in corner with candles. Grandma, Alex moved his legs today, Lizzie announces proudly. Agnes smiles. Good. Right on schedule. Andrew startles. Schedule? Healing follows patterns, Agnes explains, feeling way to kitchen. Tea? Andrew declines. Politely. Agnes, I can't thank you enough for what your granddaughter is doing. Agnes waves dismissal. Elizabeth has gift. Must be used. I'd like to compensate you. Agnes stiffens. No money. Told you before. Not money, Andrew clarifies quickly. But this building, it's unsafe, unsanitary. Our home, Agnes says firmly. I own real estate throughout the city. Properties sitting empty, one in particular, near Park, ground floor. Accessible. Agnes turns to face him, blind eyes somehow finding his. Why help us? She asks bluntly. Andrew considers. Because your granddaughter is helping my son when no one else could. Agnes shakes head. Not enough reason. Because... Andrew hesitates. Because I've been focused on wealth, status, building empire, lost sight of what matters. And now I understand what wealth is for. Agnes is silent, considering. Grandma, Lizzie interjects softly. The windows here don't close properly. Winter coming, Agnes sighs. We discuss later. Next day, Sarah's studio. Lizzie arrives with larger bag than usual. Special day, she announces. Today Alex stands. Andrew and Alex exchange shocked glances. Stands? Andrew repeats. Isn't that premature? Body is ready, Lizzie says confidently. Mind needs convincing. She unpacks bag. Wooden walking sticks carved with strange symbols. Small bottles of liquid. Grandma made these specially, she explains. Uncorking bottle. Strong herbal smell fills studio. What is it? Andrew asks. Courage, Lizzie says simply, applying liquid to Alex's legs. For when fear is too strong. For hours they work. Exercises more strenuous than before. Alex's face contorted with pain. Sweat-soaking shirt. I can't, he gasps repeatedly. You can, Lizzie counters each time. Relentless despite her small stature. Finally, Lizzie positions wooden sticks on either side of Matt. Now, she says, we stand. Andrew moves to help. Lizzie stops him with look. He must do this himself. Alex stares at sticks, terror plain on face. I'll fall, he whispers. Yes, Lizzie agrees. Many times. Before you don't. Andrew watches helplessly, every fiber wanting to intervene, to carry his son as he has for months. Alex grips sticks, arms trembling with effort. Lizzie's hands hovering near but not touching. Remember, she instructs. Your body knows how. Tell it to remember. Alex closes eyes, face twisted with concentration, pain, determination. Slowly, impossibly, he pulls, muscles straining, upper body strength built from months in wheelchair, legs straighten slightly, bearing fraction of weight. Look, Dad, Alex gasps, tears streaming. I'm standing, not fully, not independently, but undeniably supporting partial, weight on his own legs. Andrew falls to knees, overwhelmed, medical impossibility unfolding before him. 1 minute, Lizzie instructs, then rest, longest minute of their lives. Alex trembling violently with effort, Andrew counting seconds silently. When time's up, Alex collapses, Lizzie catching his weight with surprising strength for her size. Andrew helps lower him to Matt, Alex sobbing uncontrollably, not from pain, from triumph. Sarah should be here, Andrew whispers, too quiet for others to hear. She should see this. Later, Alex sleeping deeply, physically exhausted. Andrew and Lizzie in kitchen. How much further? Andrew asks. Walking by next month, Lizzie says confidently. Running by Christmas. Andrew shakes head in disbelief. Medical? Science says impossible. Science knows much. Not everything. Andrew studies her small face. What happens when he's fully healed? Lizzie tilts head. I find someone else who needs help. Just like that? Move on? That's what we do, Lizzie explains simply. Grandma and me. Andrew realizes suddenly how much he's come to depend on this child's daily presence, her old soul wisdom, her connection with Alex that he himself still struggles to rebuild. Agnes, agreed to see the apartment tomorrow, he says, changing subject. Lizzie smiles slightly. She's stubborn, but practical, like her granddaughter. Lizzie's smile widens, missing tooth visible. Reminder she's still just a child despite everything. For first time in months, Andrew feels genuine hope. Not just for Alex's legs, but for all their broken hearts. 3 weeks later, Sarah's studio transformed, walking bars installed, medical equipment alongside Lizzie's herbs. Autumn sunlight streams through windows, Alex gripping bars, face contorted with effort, sweat dripping from chin. Lizzie stands opposite, small hands ready to catch him. 3 steps today, no less. Andrew watches from corner, Dr. Erickson beside. Him, skepticism clear on his face. Nerve regeneration is impossible in these cases, Erickson whispers. I've been practicing for 30 years. Andrew doesn't respond, eyes fixed on his son. Alex shifts weight, lifts right foot slightly, trembling with effort. Step, Lizzie commands. Your body remembers. Trust it. Foot moves forward, inch by inch. Touches floor, bears weight momentarily. Again, Lizzie urges. Left foot now. Left foot slides forward, not lifting entirely, but moving. Last one, Lizzie encourages. Right foot again, Alex's face twisted in determination, tears mingling with sweat. Right foot drags forward. 3 steps, Lizzie announces triumphantly. Alex collapses into wheelchair waiting behind him, exhausted but exhilarated. Dr. Erickson steps forward, takes Alex's wrist, checks pulse. Extraordinary, he murmurs. Medically impossible, but I witnessed it myself. Andrew remains silent, emotions too complex for words. Dad? Alex calls. Did you see? Andrew moves to his son, kneels before wheelchair, takes Alex's hands in his. I saw, buddy. I'm so proud of you. Dr. Erickson examines Alex's legs. Professional curiosity overcoming skepticism. Muscle tone improving. Some nerve response. He looks at Lizzie. What exactly is in those herbal preparations? Lizzie shrugs. Grandma's recipes. Ancient knowledge. I'd like to analyze them, Erickson says. Could revolutionize spinal treatment. Not for sale, Lizzie says firmly. Not for study. Gift freely given. Person to person. Erickson frowns. But science took too long, Andrew interrupts. My son is walking now. Later. Andrew's home office. Dr. Erickson preparing to leave. I'd like to document this case, he says. With your permission. Andrew hesitates. Will it help other children? Potentially. Though without understanding the treatment compounds. The compounds aren't the whole story, Andrew interrupts. It's Lizzie herself, her touch, her belief, Erickson sighs. Placebo effect is powerful, but this isn't placebo, Andrew snaps. I've seen his nerve tests, physical changes, which defies modern medicine, Erickson admits. Perhaps modern medicine should be more humble, Andrew suggests. Erickson collects his bag. Either way, your son is improving. That's what matters. After Erickson leaves, Andrew finds Lizzie in kitchen, making tea for Agnes, who sits at table. First visit to Matthew's house. Doctor's suspicious, Agnes says without turning. Blind eyes, somehow still seeing everything. He's a scientist, Andrew explains. Wants explanations. Some things have no explanation, Agnes replies. Only results. Andrew sits opposite her. Tell me something, Agnes. Why choose us? Why Alex? Agnes sips tea slowly. Elizabeth chose. She sees pain clearly, knows which pain can be healed. And mine? Andrew asks quietly. Different pain, Agnes answers. Healing differently. At window, Lizzie watches Alex in garden, attempting steps with walker. Determination. On young face. He's pushing too hard, she worries. Like his father, Agnes observes. Andrew follows Lizzie's gaze. He's always been stubborn. Like Sarah, her name no longer brings immediate pain. Progress of a different kind. Evening. Alex's bedroom. Andrew helping him into bed. Dad? Alex asks hesitantly. Can we visit Mom's grave? Andrew freezes. They haven't been since funeral. 6 months of avoidance. I want to tell her. Alex continues softly. About walking again. Andrew sits heavily, on bed edge, throat tight with emotion. She knows, buddy. He manages. But yes, we'll go tomorrow. Alex's eyes fill with tears. I miss her so much. Me too, Andrew whispers. Every day. Sometimes, Alex confesses, I dream she's not really gone, that she's just lost somewhere, waiting for us to find her. Andrew's heart breaks anew. I have those dreams too. It hurts to wake up, Alex whispers. I know. Andrew pulls his son close. I know. Next day, cemetery. Gray clouds threatening rain. Andrew pushes wheelchair over uneven ground. Lizzie walking beside them. Agnes waiting in car. Sarah's grave. Simple marble headstone. Beloved wife, mother, artist. Alex places wildflowers before it. Flowers Lizzie collected from garden that morning. Hi, Mom, he says softly. I wanted to tell you. I'm walking again. Just a little. But getting better. Andrew stands behind wheelchair. Silent tears tracking down face. This is Lizzie, Alex continues. She's helping me. You'd like her. She's stubborn like you were. Lizzie kneels beside grave, places small painted stone among flowers. What's that? Andrew asks. Memory stone, Lizzie explains. Grandma says it helps spirits find their way back to check on loved ones. Andrew would have dismissed such notions months ago. Now he simply nods in gratitude. Dad's company fired him, Alex tells the headstone, but he doesn't care. Says I'm more important. Andrew places hand on his son's shoulder, squeezes gently. He's different now. Alex continues. We both are. Wind picks up suddenly. Sarah's favorite wind chimes from nearby grave singing softly. She hears you, Lizzie says confidently. For first time since funeral, Andrew speaks to his wife's grave. I'm sorry I couldn't save you, Sarah, he whispers. But I promise I'm saving our son. Rain begins to fall. Gentle drops. Not a storm, but a soft shower. We should go, Andrew says reluctantly. Alex nods, then suddenly pushes himself up from wheelchair. gripping armrests for support. "Alex!" Andrew moves to help. "No," Alex strains. "I need to do this." With tremendous effort, he stands, wobbling, dangerously but upright before his mother's grave. "Look, Mom," he whispers. "I'm standing." For 3 heartbeats, he remains upright, then collapses back into wheelchair, exhausted but triumphant. Andrew kneels beside him. No words, simply holding his son as rain falls around them. Lizzie stands apart, watching father and son, understanding this moment isn't hers to share. Later, Sarah's studio, Alex pushing harder than ever in therapy. "Not so fast," Lizzie cautions. "Body needs time." "I don't have time," Alex insists. "I want to be walking by Christmas." "Healing has its own schedule," Lizzie argues. Andrew intervenes. "Listen to Lizzie, Alex. She knows better than we do." Alex scowls. "I stood at Mom's grave. I can do more." Standing from emotion is different than walking from practice, Lizzie explains patiently. Alex reluctantly slows pace. Trust built over, weeks making him listen despite frustration. Evening, Andrew receives call. Agnes suddenly ill, fever spiking. "No hospital," Lizzie insists when he offers. "She won't go." "Then I'm bringing doctor to her," Andrew decides. Westside Projects, Building D night. Andrew's luxury car parked haphazardly outside, rain pounding mercilessly on windshield. Inside apartment 507, Agnes lying on worn mattress, face flushed with fever, breathing labored. Lizzie applying wet cloths to grandmother's forehead. Andrew stands with Dr. Erickson, watching helplessly. "Pneumonia," Erickson diagnoses. "Severe. She needs hospital immediately." "No hospital," Agnes rasps. "Die in my home." Lizzie's face contorts, with fear. "Grandma, please." Agnes reaches blindly for her granddaughter's hand. "Elizabeth, your gift is needed elsewhere now." "No," Lizzie sobs. "I need you. I can't do this alone." Andrew watches the scene, heartbreaking for this child who's given his family so much hope. "Agnes," he steps forward, "let us help you, like you've helped Alex." "Different journey," Agnes whispers cryptically. Dr. Erickson prepares injection. "This will help with fever, but without proper treatment." He doesn't finish sentence. Doesn't need to. Agnes turns blind eyes toward Andrew. "Promise me something. Anything." Andrew answers immediately. "Take care of Elizabeth. When I'm gone." Andrew's breath catches, the implication clear. "You're not going anywhere," he insists. "We're getting you proper care." Agnes smiles weakly. "My time approaching. Known this for months." Lizzie sobs harder. "That's why you taught me everything so quickly." Agnes nods slightly. "Needed to prepare you." Andrew kneels beside bed. "Agnes, please, let me take you to hospital. Best doctors. Private room." "Too late," Agnes whispers. "But my Elizabeth needs protection after I'm gone." "You have my word," Andrew promises solemnly. "But you're going to hospital. Now." Hours later. Private hospital room. Agnes connected to machines. Oxygen mask covering wrinkled face. Lizzie curled beside her on bed, finally sleeping from exhaustion. Andrew in hallway with Dr. Hannigan, pulmonary specialist. "Infection widespread," Hannigan explains. "Lungs severely compromised, but she'll recover," Andrew presses. Hannigan's expression grave. "Her age, previous untreated illness, malnutrition, odds not good. Money is no object," Andrew says firmly. "Whatever she needs." "Mr. Matthews, some things money can't fix." Andrew stares through window at Agnes and Lizzie, the child who's brought his son back from darkness now facing darkness herself. "She can't lose her grandmother," Andrew says, voice breaking. "She's already lost too much." Hannigan places hand on Andrew's shoulder. "We'll do everything possible." 3 days later, Agnes's condition worsening despite best medical care. Lizzie refusing to leave bedside, missing therapy sessions with Alex. Andrew brings Alex to hospital. First outing beyond home and grave. Alex's wheelchair stops at Agnes's bedside. He reaches for Lizzie's hand. "She's going to be okay," he says with childlike certainty. Lizzie doesn't respond. Eyes red from constant crying, hope fading. Agnes stirs. Oxygen mask temporarily removed for comfort. "Alexander," she whispers. "You walk yet?" Alex swallows hard, getting closer every day, thanks to Lizzie. Agnes nods weakly. "Show me. Stand for me." Andrew moves to protest. "Agnes," He's not ready. Please, Agnes interrupts. Need to see with my heart before I go. The room falls silent, heavy with implication. Alex looks to Lizzie. She nods almost imperceptibly. With tremendous effort, Alex pushes himself up from wheelchair. Andrew hovers nearby, ready to catch him, but doesn't interfere. For 10 seconds, Alex stands, wobbling but upright, then carefully takes one small step toward Agnes's bed. I see you, Agnes whispers, blind eyes somehow perceiving the miracle. So strong now. Alex collapses back into wheelchair, exhausted but proud. Agnes turns face toward Andrew. You take her? When I'm gone? Andrew kneels beside bed. Yes, but Agnes... Legal papers, Agnes interrupts. In apartment, under floorboard. Elizabeth knows. Andrew's eyes widen with realization. Agnes has prepared for this. I'll handle everything, he promises. But you need to fight, Agnes. Lizzie needs you. Agnes shakes head slightly. My journey ending, hers beginning. That night, Agnes's condition critical. Lizzie refusing food, sleep. Andrew staying at hospital despite business demands. Dad? Alex asks during quiet moment in hallway. Are we going? To take care of Lizzie? Andrew nods. If it comes to that. Agnes has named me her guardian. She knew, Alex says quietly. She knew she was dying when she sent Lizzie to help me. Andrew stares at his son, struck by the insight. I think you're right. It's not fair, Alex whispers. Lizzie's losing her grandmother because she was helping me. Andrew has no answer for this. The unfairness of life, a lesson learned too young by both children. Dawn. Machines beeping erratically. Medical team rushing into Agnes's room. Lizzie screaming. Andrew holding her back as doctors work frantically. Grandma, don't leave me. Please. Andrew holds sobbing child against chest. His own eyes wet with tears for this woman he barely knew, but who changed everything. Flatline. Doctor calling time of death. Lizzie's screams turning to whimpers. She's gone, Lizzie whispers. I'm alone now. Andrew kneels before her, holds her small shoulders firmly. No, he says with conviction. You're not alone, not ever again. 3 days later. Agnes's funeral. Small ceremony. Few attendees. Andrew has arranged everything. Best casket. Beautiful flowers. Cemetery plot near Sarah's grave. Lizzie stands silent. No more tears. Empty eyes staring at casket being lowered into ground. Alex beside, her in wheelchair, holding her hand tightly. She's with my mom now, he whispers. They're probably comparing notes on us. Faintest smile touches Lizzie's lips. First, since Agnes's death, after funeral, Andrew's home. Lizzie's belongings moved into guest room. Social worker Mrs. Patel reviewing guardianship papers. Everything. Appears in order, she confirms. Agnes was very thorough. Temporary guardianship granted while adoption processes. Adoption? Andrew repeats, surprised. Mrs. Patel nods. According to Agnes's wishes, unless you prefer fostering only. Andrew looks through glass doors to garden. Alex and Lizzie sitting together. 2 children united by loss, healing each other. No, he says firmly. Adoption is correct. She's family. Now, Mrs. Patel smiles. Agnes chose well. Later that night, Andrew finds Lizzie in Sarah's studio, sitting motionless on treatment mat. You don't have to continue Alex's therapy, he says gently. Not until you're ready. Lizzie looks up, old soul eyes now ancient with grief. Healing him heals me, she says, simply. Grandma knew that. Andrew sits beside her. She was very wise. She saw everything, Lizzie whispers, even without eyes, including what Alex and I needed, and what I would need after she left. 2 months after Agnes's funeral. Winter, chill settling over city. Christmas lights appearing in windows. Sarah's studio, no longer just a treatment space. Now a true rehabilitation center. Medical equipment alongside traditional remedies. Agnes's herbs dried and labeled carefully by Lizzie. Alex walking between parallel bars. Steps stronger than ever. Face determined. 5. More, Lizzie encourages, walking backward in front of him. Then rest. Andrew watches from doorway, heart swelling with pride and gratitude. Alex completes 5 steps, collapses into waiting wheelchair, exhausted but triumphant. Soon no chair, Lizzie promises, handing him water. By Christmas? Alex asks hopefully. Lizzie nods. If you keep working this hard. Andrew approaches. Dr. Erickson is coming today, wants to document your progress. Alex groans. More tests? He's bringing colleagues, Andrew explains. Specialists who didn't believe it was possible. They still won't understand, Lizzie says quietly. Science can't measure everything. Later, Matthew's living room. Dr. Erickson and 3 colleagues reviewing Alex's medical files. Expressions ranging from skeptical to amazed. Nerve regeneration. At this level is unprecedented, Dr. Sharma states, shaking head. Previous scans showed complete severing. Yet the boy walks, Dr. Erickson counters. I've witnessed it myself. Temporary anomaly, Dr. Peterson suggests. Phantom responses that will fade. Andrew enters with coffee tray. My son has been improving steadily for months. Nothing phantom about it. Mr. Matthews, Dr. Peterson begins condescendingly. As a businessman, you may not understand. I understand results, Andrew interrupts coldly. Something your profession promised was impossible. Uncomfortable silence falls. Medical establishment confronted with unexplainable reality. We'd like to examine the girl, Dr. Sharma says finally. Study her techniques. Andrew shakes head firmly. Lizzie isn't a lab specimen. She's my ward now. With all due respect, Dr. Peterson persists. If she possesses knowledge that could help thousands, she's a child who just lost her grandmother. Andrew cuts him off. Not a research subject. The doctors exchange glances, frustration evident. Then what are we doing here? Dr. Peterson asks. Dr. Erickson steps forward. Learning humility, he suggests quietly, acknowledging there are things we don't yet understand. Andrew leads doctors to studio. Alex now standing with Walker, taking independent steps. Specialists watch in stunned silence. Medical impossibility before their eyes. The herbs, Dr. Sharma inquires. Traditional medicine from where? Eastern Europe. Originally, Lizzie answers. Grandma modified recipes over years. Would you share these formulas? Dr. Peterson asks. Tone softer now. Lizzie looks to Andrew, who nods encouragingly. Grandma would want others to heal, she says finally. But the herbs alone aren't enough. The touch, the energy work, those can't be put in bottles. The doctors make notes, take samples, ask questions. Lizzie answers patiently. Later, after doctors leave, Andrew finds Lizzie organizing herbs at kitchen table. You okay? He asks gently. She nods without looking up. They didn't believe at first. Now they do, but still don't understand. Understanding takes time, Andrew says, sitting opposite her. Like healing. Lizzie finally meets his eyes. I've been thinking about what Grandma would want. And more children should have chance to walk again. Andrew studies her thoughtfully. What are you suggesting? A place, Lizzie says simply, where I can help others like Alex. The idea takes root immediately in Andrew's mind. Purpose crystallizing after months of corporate exile. A rehabilitation center, he muses, combining traditional methods with modern medicine. Lizzie's eyes light up. Yes, exactly. Andrew makes decision instantly. I'll make it happen. 3 weeks later, Andrew's office downtown, meeting with architects, medical consultants, plans spread across table. The Elizabeth Center for Pediatric Rehabilitation, Andrew announces, unveiling concept drawings, modern building, glass walls, indoor gardens, traditional healing spaces alongside medical facilities. We break ground in spring, he continues. Initial funding from my personal accounts. Miranda, reinstated as his assistant, makes notes. The board will question this allocation of resources. Let them, Andrew says dismissively. I'm still majority shareholder. And your return to CEO position? She asks carefully. Andrew studies plans before him, new purpose evident in his expression. The company runs itself now, he says. This is more important. Christmas Eve, Matthews, house transformed. Decorations everywhere. First celebration since Sarah's death. Lizzie helping in kitchen, adapting to new life. Still grieving Agnes, but healing slowly. Andrew enters carrying packages. Last-minute deliveries. Lizzie eyes big box curiously. What's that? You'll see tonight. Andrew answers mysteriously. Evening. Tree lights twinkling. Presents underneath. Alex sitting on couch without wheelchair nearby. Milestone achievement. You first. Andrew hands Lizzie small package. She opens carefully. Silver locket inside. Agnes's picture within. How did you? She asks, voice breaking. Found photo in your apartment. Andrew explains. Had it restored. Tears fill Lizzie's eyes as she fastens locket around neck. Thank you. Now Alex's turn, Andrew announces, bringing forward large package. Alex unwraps excitedly, reveals custom, lightweight crutches, carbon fiber, advanced design. For walking outside, Andrew explains. Doctor approved, weather resistant. Alex examines them wonderingly. Does this mean trip to park tomorrow? Andrew confirms. If you're ready. Alex's face transforms with joy. I'm ready. Final gift. Andrew hands envelope to both children. What's this? They ask simultaneously. Open it, Andrew encourages. Inside, architectural renderings, the Elizabeth Center. You're really doing it? Lizzie whispers, amazed. Andrew nods. Construction starts March. Both of you will help design healing spaces. Alex studies drawings, then looks at Lizzie. You'll help other kids like me? Lizzie nods, emotion overwhelming her. Grandma would want that. I have one more announcement, Andrew says, kneeling before them. Adoption papers were finalized yesterday. Lizzie's eyes widen. Really? Really? Andrew confirms. Legally. Officially part of this family now. Lizzie throws arms around his neck. First true embrace since coming to live with them. Thank you, she whispers. No, Andrew corrects gently. Thank you for saving us both. Later, children asleep. Andrew in Sarah's studio alone, sitting among paintings, glass of whiskey in hand. Wish you could see them, Sarah, he whispers to empty room. Alex walking again. Lizzie becoming our daughter. Wind rustles outside, chimes tinkling softly. I think I understand now, he continues, why it all happened. Finding purpose through pain. He raises glass and toast to unfinished painting on easel. We're going to be okay, he promises. All of us. Soft snow begins falling outside window. Christmas morning approaching. New beginning. For broken family made whole again in unexpected ways. 6 months later. Summer sunshine pouring through massive windows of newly constructed building. The Elizabeth Center for Pediatric Rehabilitation sign gleaming above entrance. Opening day. Ribbon-cutting ceremony. Small crowd gathered. Press cameras flashing. Andrew stands at podium. Alex beside him. No wheelchair now. Just slender carbon fiber cane for longer distances. Today marks not just the opening of a medical facility, Andrew begins, but the recognition that healing comes in many forms, sometimes from where we least expect it. His eyes find Lizzie in front row, hair neatly trimmed now, new clothes, same wise old soul eyes. A year ago, my son couldn't move his legs. Doctor said he never would again. Alex shifts weight slightly, standing independently, miracle made tangible. Then a small girl approached us in the park, offered help when I'd lost all hope. Andrew's voice catches momentarily, composes himself. This center combines the best of modern medicine with traditional healing techniques, science and spirit working together. Dr. Erickson nods approvingly from audience, now medical director of center, worldview transformed by what he witnessed. Our first patients arrive next week. 20 children with conditions deemed permanently disabling. But we don't accept permanent as diagnosis anymore. Applause breaks out, hope contagious among families of future patients. I'd like to introduce the person who made this possible. Andrew continues. My daughter, Elizabeth Matthews. Lizzie approaches podium slowly, still uncomfortable with attention. Standing beside Andrew and Alex, she forms new picture of family. Broken pieces reassembled into different but beautiful whole. Just did what my grandmother taught me, she says simply into microphone. Everyone deserves chance to heal. After ceremony, Andrew finds Lizzie sitting alone in Center's garden, medicinal herbs growing in careful rows, Agnes's recipes being cultivated on larger scale. You okay? He asks, sitting beside her. Lizzie nods, thinking about Grandma. She should be here. She is, Andrew says softly. In every plant, every healing technique. Lizzie touches locket at throat. Sometimes I feel so angry she's gone, then guilty for being happy here. Andrew puts arm around her small shoulders. Grief works that way, comes in waves. Happiness doesn't. Dishonor her memory. Lizzie leans against him slightly. Trust built slowly over months. Will these children really walk again? She asks uncertainly. Some will, Andrew answers honestly. Others might not. But all will find healing of some kind. Inside center. Alex giving tour to potential donors, walking confidently despite slight limp. voice animated as he explains rehabilitation process. 6 months ago, I couldn't stand, he tells them. Now, I'm learning to run again. Wealthy philanthropists watch impressed as he demonstrates exercise equipment, medical marvels alongside traditional remedies. Agnes's wisdom preserved and expanded. My sister helps patients reconnect with their bodies, Alex explains, pride evident. While doctors monitor progress scientifically, the word sister still new on his tongue. Relationship evolving from patient healer to siblings. Later that evening, Sarah's studio, transformed into family space now. Alex's physical therapy equipment, moved to center. Paintings properly displayed on walls. Andrew completes unfinished landscape. Sarah began mourning of accident, not with her talent, but with love and closure. Final brushstrokes healing his own wounds. Dad? Alex calls from doorway. We're ready for dinner. Andrew sets down brush. Coming, buddy. Dining room. Formal table, now casual family setting. Lizzie setting plates. Alex arranging flowers from garden. First work day tomorrow, Andrew reminds them. Big responsibility. We're ready, Alex says confidently. Lizzie nods agreement. Grandma prepared me for this. During dinner, discussion turns to first patients arriving Monday. Jamie's case reminds me of yours, Lizzie tells Alex. Doctors gave up too soon, and Sophia's family traveled from Europe, Andrew adds. Her parents sold everything for this chance. Weight of expectations heavy on all three. Responsibility of hope they're creating. What if I can't help everyone? Lizzie asks suddenly. Vulnerability breaking through composed exterior. You won't, Andrew answers honestly. No one can. But hope itself is healing, Alex adds wisely. Even if legs don't work, hearts can mend. After dinner, family room, old photographs now including Lizzie. Timeline of healing visible in progression. Alex in wheelchair. Alex with walker. Alex standing. Finally, Alex walking beside Lizzie at her adoption ceremony. Mail came, Andrew says, handing envelope to Alex. From Colombia. Alex opens nervously, reads silently, face breaking into smile. I got in, he announces. Pre-med program. Never doubted, Andrew says proudly, embracing his son. 4 years to doctor, Alex says excitedly. Then specialty in pediatric neurology. Dr. Matthews, Lizzie tests the sound. Has nice ring. To Dr. Matthews, Alex corrects. You'll join practice after me. Lizzie looks startled. Me? Doctor? Why not? Andrew encourages. Your healing gift? Combined with medical training. Grandma never had formal education, Lizzie says uncertainly. She'd want you to go further, Alex insists. Combine both worlds. Later that night, Andrew in home office, reviewing center's financial reports. Investment substantial. Personal fortune significantly reduced. Miranda enters with final documents. Board. Officially accepted your resignation as CEO, she reports. Effective immediately. Andrew signs without hesitation. No regrets. They're naming boardroom after you, she adds with small smile. Andrew chuckles. Small consolation for stockholders who think I've lost my mind. Have you? Miranda asks carefully. Most successful CEO in company history walking away to run rehabilitation center. Andrew considers question. A year ago, I measured success by stock prices. Now I measure it by steps my son can take. Midnight. Andrew making final rounds of house. Checking doors, windows, passes Lizzie's room, door ajar, finds her awake, kneeling before small altar like Agnes had, candle lit, praying in language he doesn't recognize. He waits quietly until she finishes. Sorry, she says, noticing him. Did I wake you? No, he assures her. What language was that? Old Slovak dialect. Grandma's prayers for healing. Andrew enters cautiously, sits on edge of bed. Tomorrow's a big day, he says gently. Should try to sleep. Lizzie nods but makes no move toward bed. I'm scared of failing them. Who? The children coming. Their families selling homes, spending savings. For what I might not deliver. Andrew considers his response carefully. Fear means you care deeply, he finally says. Use it. Let it make you more present, more focused. Lizzie extinguishes candle. Grandma used to say similar thing. Wise woman. Andrew smiles. I wish I'd known her longer. She knew you, Lizzie says cryptically. Said universe brought us together for reason. What reason? Lizzie climbs into bed finally, to heal each other, all of us. Andrew tucks blanket around her, act still feeling new but increasingly natural. "Good night, Elizabeth," he says softly, using her full name as he does in tender moments. "Good night," she replies, then adds hesitantly, "Dad." The word hangs in air between them, first time she's used it. Andrew's heart swells with emotion. "Sleep well," he manages. "Tomorrow we start changing the world. Witness the miracle that medicine couldn't explain. One girl's extraordinary gift, one family's impossible journey. Uncle, I know how to help. A story of healing that transcends science. Coming soon to your screen. Click below to be notified when this heart-touching tale becomes available. Don't miss the chance to see how hope can appear in the most unexpected places and transform. Lives forever.